Bkscott09, you know what it is. We about to chop it up. With my guest today, you can introduce yourself.
I'm Catherine.
That's it. You want to tell people where they could.
Okay.
You want to tell people where they could find you. You want to tell people.
Shenell Jenkins on Instagram. You can find me if you need to get your credit repaired. Look me up. Or also, I do roadside assistance at ATL Car Junkies. That's on Instagram as well.
And she literally comes and picks the car up herself, and she could get the
No, I
tire
have
off.
people that do that. So. Yeah.
Now I'm looking at two cameras, so if it looks like I'm like for this one right here, if it looks like I'm looking fucking cross-eyed, I'm not. I'm just looking at probably my camera, and she's probably looking at her camera.
I'm looking at both.
You're looking at both?
Going back and forth.
All right, and as you already know, you can find me on Instagram, fitfreak617_kingslanguage. That's a lot?
That's a mouthful. Go ahead.
That's what she said. However, we're here to chop it up about relationship stuff. I'm out here in Atlanta. I said I wanted to connect with some of my peoples. So we're going to talk about relationship stuff. We're going to talk about fake people. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. Now, I usually lead the conversation. I'm a leader and I lead the conversation. But I'm going to acquiesce today and have... Also, you could tell them about some of the things that you've done as far as on camera.
Okay. I used to have an online talk show called Talk Show Divas. I don't know if anyone ever used Ustream.com, but we used to stream live from there a few years ago. But I no longer do it, and we talked about many subjects. It was kind of like The Real. Have you heard of this show called The Real?
Is that
it was like The Real. It would have a panel of ladies. It was like maybe 4 or 5 of us, and I was like the main host, and I would ask the questions and start everything off, and it would just go from there. It was really good. We had a good following, 23,000 viewers.
Well, that's what's up.
But we needed to get more to become mainstream, and we
how many? Like 100,000 or 50,000?
I think it was like 200.
200,000?
Yeah.
On Facebook?
Yeah. And we actually was up for. We were one of the shows that was up for a space on OWN, Oprah Winfrey Network.
Really?
Yeah, but it just the executive producer and differences and things like that just got in the way, and yeah.
Damn. So let me get my shit up to 100K. I'm gonna have fuck a own network. I'm gonna own the network.
Okay, go ahead.
But what type of topics were you discussing on there?
Any and everything. We went as far as talking about police brutality to transgender and gay. We talked about everything under the sun. Celebrity gossip.
Well, you know what? Let's talk about transgender police today.
Really?
Do that? Yeah, transgender police.
Wow, that would be new for me. I'm really limited on that. I never heard of that.
We could piggyback off the conversation I was talking about the video I did last night when I was talking about the makeup.
Okay.
But nah, I'm just playing.
You're so funny.
But we were talking earlier about fake people. Let's go into that because actually that's a good conversation to start with because let me just say, being out here in Atlanta, I've been coming to Atlanta since '96. When Atlanta was really Atlanta, the real people out here in Atlanta lived out here in Atlanta. When the when the Olympics took place in '96, then Atlanta got on the scene and everybody started moving out here. So now, when you come out to Atlanta, it's still a good section of people that are real Atlanteans, but there's a lot of motherfuckers out here who are making the Atlanta vibe crazy on some fake shit out here. Like people ain't really as thorough as they should be. Now, do you feel like I feel like Atlanta is a place for black people to be successful, but I also feel like Atlanta is starting to become one of those places where people just say they're gonna look out or say they're gonna do things. Look, I got fuck that. I got a couple of people I was supposed to chop it up with this weekend. One of them was a no call, no show, and another one, things happen in life, but it is what it is.
Right.
But common courtesy goes a long way.
Communication, yeah.
Common courtesy and communication.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about the vibe? Because you've been out here all your life for the most part. So how do you feel about the vibe out here?
Definitely this is like scammer capital. Like this is the place where everybody comes and try to make themselves seem like they're more than what they are. Like they got more than what they got going on. And it's a facade. Atlanta is now like the little LA. Per se. A lot of movies are being made here.
But do you feel like people do have things going on in Atlanta?
There are some people that have things that are going on, but there's more people that are pretending or trying to have things going on in Atlanta than there are people that are successful and actually actively doing things and can put other people on. You got to be careful. Atlanta is like number 2 in the nation with crime, and it's a lot of people getting scammed. I just got somebody robbed me yesterday. Like they went into my bank account and took out $250 yesterday. Just took the money, like, and then put on there that it was from Capital One. Of course, I have a Capital One account. I checked them and they said no, that wasn't us. So it's a lot of stuff going on here in Atlanta. A lot of fake people, shysters, people saying they doing stuff, and when you get there, it's a whole nother thing.
It'll be Funky Finger Productions in this motherfucker.
Exactly.
But yeah, when I was coming out here back in the day, especially in the late 90s, early 2000s, Atlanta was popping on a whole different level. But I think part of the problem is social media as well. Mm-hmm. Everybody projects a positive, that's not the right word, because positive is good. But a lot of people project false wealth, false things going on. Like you said, fake and scammers. Mm-hmm. I know a couple of scammers out here. Like, I know a couple motherfuckers out here, but that's another story for another time. But you got those type of people everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, I'm from the Bean, from Boston, so we got those type of people out there, but we kind of move differently. The thing I like about Atlanta, regardless, for the most part, unless I'm mistaken, Atlanta supports one another. Like, you could go platinum in Atlanta. Like, if you're an artist and you're dope, you could go platinum out here and nobody's ever heard of you anywhere else.
Right.
So Atlanta's always been like that, and that's like a LA thing too. That's a West Coast thing. Our artists will go platinum in their own city and nobody else in the country would ever heard of them.
Right.
So Atlanta, does their one too. But I know that you watch some of my videos on relationships and that type of thing.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on any of my videos regarding relationships? What's the relationship vibe out here in Atlanta?
For the most part, everything that you said on one particular one, you had a part 1 and part 2 to it. Keep getting her calm in the bedroom.
Oh yeah, calm in the bedroom. Get that lady relaxed.
Part 2, when you started off on part 2, everything you said was on point, 100%. I agree with it, even though, I saw myself in some of the stuff that you said, and I was like, ooh, at first. And then I was like, but you know what? He's telling the truth, so it is what it is. As far as how it relates to the vibe here in Atlanta, you hit the nail right on the head. There are a lot of people that are in marriages that are very unhappy, which also crosses over into a lot of other negative bullshit, like, stepping out on their significant other. And here in Atlanta, where a lot of guys are on a down low, they will, sleep with a man, bring it back home to their wife, and she might be unhappy, and she might be sleeping with somebody else, and she give it to them, and then that's why Atlanta also has one of the high HIV rates.
Well, see, I want to stop there, and it's interesting that you're touching on that, because other than just doing relationships, energy, and all that, I'm big on how Black people perceive, especially in the world, especially in America, and that might necessarily be true because you live out here, and Atlanta is, that's one of the things. When you hear Atlanta, you hear about Black people, you hear about wealth, you hear about that type of stuff, but then you hear about the down low population, the gay population, and all that. So the question now becomes, is that something that's really real? Because who are the people who are telling us these things? Because
exactly.
you look at the white people. Do you know that Europe, how high the AIDS rate is in the HIV rate is in Europe? Nobody talks about that. There is so many down low white men out there. Nobody speaks about that, but every time we talk about, you said you met one.
No, he came from, I have a friend, I'm not going to say his name, he came from there. He came here
Europe?
to Atlanta. Yeah.
Okay.
From London. He came to Atlanta. Me and a friend met him. He and my friend, they hooked up, and
it was a male friend?
It was a male. No, my friend was a girl.
Okay.
He hooked up with her, but then later he went back, and then I looked on his Facebook and he had a boyfriend. Yeah. And now, to this day, he went and got married to a woman, and they have a baby together. So, yeah. And he travels from here to New York and London.
And my thing is not to say that doesn't exist and that might not be true, but we always focus on Black people and it's so big out here. As long as I've been coming to Atlanta, now don't get me wrong, I've seen that, there's a club called Bulldogs, and some of the dudes come out there looking like women, so I've seen all of this stuff. So I'm not saying it's
like straight men.
Yeah. So right. So I'm not gonna say it's not true, but when we focus on black issues, we always focus on so much negative stuff. And no, you don't see the white people doing that with their community. They're not dissing each other. They're not trying to disparage one another. And let's just say, for the sake of argument, if you're gonna be whoever you are, that's cool. Now, the lying part, that's the part that is the problem. Like if you're presenting yourself as a straight guy and you're lying to the women or your woman and you're dealing with another guy, that in itself is just wrong in general, because I'm at the point in my life where everything is true.
And that's where the fakeness comes in.
That's part of the fakeness. So what about the women? Do you think there's a lot of, and it's not no such thing as a down low woman, because women are different. You could be, I don't consider if a woman was to deal with another woman, it's gay. It's different with women. I don't consider a woman deal with another woman as gay.
Same sex is gay.
I know,
regardless
but you're
of the gender.
right. You're right, but I'm not going to look at a woman like, for instance, if you was to deal with a dude who dealt with another dude who tried to deal with you, you're going to look at him fucked up. If I was to deal with a woman who dealt with another woman, I'm not going to necessarily look at her as fucked up. It depends on her. Because femininity, here's the reason why, because it goes into energy. Because feminine energy is way different than masculine energy. Feminine sexuality is way different than masculine sexuality.
It's not as aggressive?
Not only that's not as aggressive, but I did on my last video how I was talking about all the women's orgasmic parts are on the inside.
Right.
It's a different, it's different because you can't really see it. You could imagine two men. You can't really. Yeah. That's not a good look. Two women, it looks very different to me. Wait, two women don't look nice to you?
No.
All right, it's all right.
What?
It looks good to me. It looks good to me. But yeah, so what are some of the other things out here in Atlanta that's going on that you got a bone to pick with?
Just the fake personalities. There are a lot of people that will, if you got money, like for instance, not to my own horn, I live in Buckhead, which is known for people with money.
Yeah.
And if you have something like, I have businesses that people want, they will smile in your face and pretend to be your friend just so that they can get something from you.
But do you think that's just a people thing in general? That's a humanity thing?
That is. But bad here in Atlanta, it's, I won't just say in the place that we're in, amongst women, that's a really big thing. And I know that's worldwide, the smiling in the face, pretend to be your friend,
talk
about you behind your back. Well,
it's funny that you say that, because in my next video I talk about a woman's nature, and it's funny that you talked about that, so I'm gonna go into that, but didn't mean to cut you off.
Okay. But yeah, so women, we tend to, instead of uplift one another, put each other down, talk about each other. I'm all for uplifting women. For instance, I'm a very nice person. I'm very caring. I'm very giving. People that know me know that I'll do just about anything for people that I care about, or friends, or I might not even know you that well and I still will, do something for you. But women will look at that. Some women, I'll say, will look at that and say, oh, she just being fake. She's fake. She always smiling. Ugh.
I know people hate happy people.
Yeah, she always complimenting people. Why she complimenting me? Well, I don't see nothing wrong.
Hold on, my camera want people to look at you too. People want you to look over here too.
I don't see anything wrong with complimenting one another, uplifting someone. I firmly believe in, if you smile at someone, that's giving them a gift that might make their day better. It's positive energy. Right. I really believe in that. So it kind of hurts my feelings a little bit, because I am a little sensitive person, when someone thinks that I'm not a genuine person, when I am very genuine in everything I do.
But you know
I
what?
only do stuff for a purpose. Yeah.
You can't let that affect you, and I know it's hard. And we were talking about zodiac, and you could tell people your zodiac.
I'm a Libra.
And Libras are sensitive people.
We get a bad rap too.
Libras are, and you asked me about what I know about Libras, and I kind of played the card close to the chest because I do know a lot.
Yeah.
I know Libras are very sensitive people.
Yeah.
Very sensitive.
More sensitive than we tend to tell people. I'm not here spilling the beans.
Right.
Yeah.
And I talk a lot about the scales on a Libra. It's supposed to be balanced. And that's the ironic part about the Libra. There's no balance. They need to find balance. Tell me I'm lying. I do this.
I would say it's a journey.
It's a journey. It's part of the journey.
It changes a lot. Sometimes you're balanced. A lot of times you're not balanced. But I think that comes with maturity, experience, age, and wisdom. So
definitely.
Yeah, but people gotta start being more positive, especially people of color and women of color. We need to be more positive, more uplifting, and stop thinking people being fake. It may be some fake people out here like that you should be aware of, like the scammers, for instance, or the download brothers. But when you meet another sister, another queen, or someone, and they compliment you and they genuinely ask you how is your day, and they want to help you with some, maybe you got a venture or something, business venture that you want to go into, and they want to help you, don't look at them like, oh, they just trying to get something from me, or they just being phony, they trying to get in my business. There are people out here that are really good people, genuinely just nice and want to help others.
Right. Now, what advice would you give to the men out here in Atlanta?
Men can be,
let's say,
like that too.
Let's say a man was.
About it.
Let's say a man was. Forget about the scammer stuff. Okay. Let's say, as far as dating's out, dating. Let's say a man was trying to get or obtain a quality woman like yourself. What are some of the things out here that you know men should know when approaching or when trying to get to know a woman? A woman of value.
If you're trying to get to know a woman of value, I feel that a man should not come at her in a sexual way right off the bat. Like that.
I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna stop you because you know how many women these days are coming at men very sexually.
There are women, but you said a woman of a particular quality, like
I did
good
say
women.
That.
So,
hold on, wait. But I am gonna say I've met good women that came at me mad sexually aggressive, but I also had to be attracted to them to even see if I wanted to take it somewhere else, because there has been women that came at me sexually aggressively, and that shit was a fucking turn off, man. So I can imagine it for a woman.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's you just said exactly what I was saying. Don't come at the person with so much sexual energy right off the bat.
Okay.
You want to come and let them see who you are, your personality, what you can offer or bring to the table as far as you working and you're about your business and you're a caring person, you out here in the community helping others or something. Have some business about yourself. Don't just come up, dang, man, you fine. What it do, shawty?
But
nah.
Stop. I'm going to stop you right there, because fellas, I keep it 100. That shit fucking works sometimes. Because here's the thing. Well, let me tell you something. You want me to break the game down heavy? See, I wanted this to be a shorter video. Okay. See, we're already going on 17 minutes. Oh, no. I'm going to tell you right now. There are plenty of women out there. I talk about and I've learned this, so this is not something I've made up. This is something I've learned, and I learned it from another gentleman who got mad heavy game. He talks about the women's womb imprint, and that basically is the first few men that a woman has sexually, the first few men that a woman has had sex with is going to leave an imprint on her womb, on her mentality, and how she goes about her life attracting the next dude that she has sex with. So for instance, you might want a good man. You might say, hey, I want him to have all these qualities. Yet your energy is going to be putting out the type of dude who you like in a bedroom. So most women look at the eyes. See, I'm not trying to. All right. I'm gonna ask you. Think about the first 2 or 3 guys you have sex with for the first time. Now, think about the man that you want in your life, or the type of man that you think you need, and think about the dudes that you've had sex with in your life.
Okay.
All right. Now, just tell me, right or wrong, am I on to something? That's all I'm gonna.
You are.
That's all I gotta say.
I don't know if I exude that. I don't know if that's what.
Well, no. See, that's what energy is. If you don't understand the eternal part, then how do you know if it's subconscious? How do you know what you're projecting?
Exactly.
So that's a deep psychology. I go into that a little bit in one video, but I'll break that down a lot in another video. But it's so much that I didn't want to go here. So okay. I say that to say this. So those dudes who come up to you like, yo, what up, shorty, da 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 da. Now, if you was a woman who was raised in the hood, and those are the type of dudes that you fuck with earlier on in your life, those are the dudes that you're sexually attracted to, and those are the type of. There's a reason why women keep getting the same type of men and wonder why they keep attracting the same type of men.
Right.
It starts there. So once you break down that psychology, now there's a way to get out of that. But first, you got to understand what it even is.
That needs to be your next video, then.
No, my next video is a woman's nature. Well, that could probably go into a woman's nature, sexuality. Because contrary to what everybody or anyone wants to believe, the world's not ruled by money. The world's ruled by sex and sexuality.
Yeah.
Just take a look around. So Just wanted to chop it up real quick. Again, I don't want it to be a longer video. It's going on 20 minutes. We're going to wrap it up right here. So, again, leave the information where people can find you at.
Okay. Shenell Jenkins on Instagram and Facebook. You can look me up if you need to get your credit repaired, raise those credit scores. Credit is key, people. Also, you can look me up on ATL Car Junkies for people that are local here in Georgia or in the Atlanta area. If your car breaks down and you need someone to come pick you up, look us up. We have people that will come and tow you to your home. We also fix your car on site. We have a mobile mechanic.
That's what's up. That's great business. And
ATL Car Junkies.
And everybody should have a business. If you're black, and even if you got a square job, you need to have some type of side hustle. And I don't mean no fucking drug dealing. I mean a legit side hustle where you get your paper legally. Again, you're already on my goddamn channel. Subscribe. You're watching me. Subscribe. Hit the notification button so you know when I'm here. And your people too over in this camera. Hold on, let me turn this shit right way. My upside down. All right, you're already on this channel. You're already watching her. Subscribe to Bkscott09. Hit the subscribe button. All right. So, but again, on Instagram.
You going on Instagram?
On Instagram, it's FitFreak617 _ kingslanguage. On Facebook, it's Bernard Rich Scott. All right? So hope everybody have a good day. And as always, I hope this was educational. If not anything, I hope it was entertaining. Have a great day.
Peace. My bracelet broke. You see?